USA Today Sports&rsquo, College Football Freshman All-America Team, meet the next wave of college stars. USA Today Sports Freshman All-America Team features several players destined to take center stage in 2018 and beyond, including Georgia quarterback Jake Fromm, Wisconsin running back Jonathan Taylor and Memphis defensive back T.J. Carter. Fromm is the pick at quarterback after leading Georgia to the college football playoff, capping his regular season with 2 touchdowns and no interceptions in the Bulldogs' win against Auburn to win the Southeastern Conference. Taylor is joined at running back by another freshman from the Big Ten Conference, Ohio State's J.K. Dobbins. They are joined by a third Big Ten skill player in Nebraska wide receiver JD Spielman, who finished his rookie campaign with 55 receptions for 830 yards. Arizona and Northwestern each had a pair of defenders earn honors, joining a defense that includes Carter, Arizona State cornerback Chase Lucas and Oklahoma linebacker Kenneth Murray. More, how ESPN, College Football Playoff are saving bowl games awards. USA Today Sports College Football All-American Team Woken column, 10 takeaways from the college football coaching carousel. QB, Jake Fromm, Georgia. Fromm tossed 21 touchdowns, averaged 9.4 yards per attempt and completed 63% of his attempts in helping Georgia win the SEC title. RB, Jonathan Taylor, Wisconsin. Taylor was the only freshman to earn USA Today Sports All-America honors after leading the Big Ten with 1,847 rushing yards. RB, J.K. Dobbins, Ohio State. Dobbins was superb as a true freshman and at his best in key moments, rushing for 174 yards in the Buckeyes' win against Wisconsin to take the Big Ten and accounting for 1,364 yards on 7.5 yards per carry overall. WR, JD Spielman, Nebraska. Spielman was perhaps the lone bright spot during Nebraska's otherwise dismal season, setting up the freshman as a future star in the Big Ten. WR, Greg Dortch, Wake Forest. Despite missing 4 games because of injury, Dortch finished with 53 receptions for 722 yards and 9 touchdowns while leading the way in Wake Forest's return game. Matt Bushman, Brigham Young. Bushman led all FBS freshman tight ends with 49 receptions for 520 receiving yards, with both totals good for 5th among all players at the position during the regular season. Tyler Romer, San Diego State. Romer earned second-team All-Conference honors as one of several new faces on an offensive line that paved the way for running back Rashad Penny's 2,000-yard rushing season. Jack Anderson, Texas Tech. One of the Red Raiders' top recruits during the Cliff Kingsbury era, Anderson occupied a starting role for every game of the regular season and helped Tech's offense remain among the nation's best. Tyler Biadasz, Wisconsin. With little fanfare, Biadasz held down the fort at the middle of Wisconsin's powerful offensive line to open holes for Taylor and the running game. Trey Smith, Tennessee. The future is bright for Smith, who started his freshman season at right guard but shifted to left tackle in November to become the first rookie to start on the blind side in at least 30 years. Andrew Thomas, Georgia. Georgia's offense flourished with Fromm under center and Thomas, a Day 1 starter, holding down the fort at right tackle. DL, Curtis Weaver, Boise State. Weaver led all FBS freshmen in the Mountain West Conference with 9.0 sacks while adding an interception and a fumble return for a touchdown. DL, Lamont McDougal, West Virginia. The 5'10", 300-pound spark plug finished the regular season with 22 tackles after starting the Mountaineers' final 8 games. DL, Sam Miller, Northwestern. With his 5.5 sacks and 8.5 tackles for loss, Miller was a catalyst for a Northwestern defense that ranked 3rd in the Big Ten in rush defense and 38th nationally in yards allowed per game. DL, Kylan Wilburn, Arizona. The first of 2 Arizona defenders on this team, Wilburn's freshman year was highlighted by a 4-sack performance in the Wildcats' 47-30 win against UCLA in October. Colin Schooler, Arizona. Schooler posted 13.5 tackles for loss, all coming in Pac-12 conference play. to be the only freshman to rank in the nation's top 100 in the category. Pounds, Patty Fisher, Northwestern with 110 tackles. Fisher became the first Big Ten freshman to crack the century mark in stops since former Northwestern defensive back Ibrahim Campbell in 2011. Pounds, Kenneth Murray, Oklahoma. Murray made 69 tackles in starting all 13 games for the Sooners, earning co-Big 12 Defensive Freshman of the Year and honorable mention All-Conference honors. CB, T.J. Carter, Memphis. Carter raked in 5 interceptions, second in the American Athletic Conference, 2 more than live up to his 4-star billing and serve as the bright spot in the Tigers' otherwise subpar pass defense. CB, Chase Lucas, Arizona State. Lucas turned heads during the offseason and delivered during the fall, making 53 tackles and pulling down 2 interceptions to become the only freshman to earn first or second team All-Conference honors in the Pac-12. Grant Delpit, LSU. Delpit was a fixture in the Tigers' secondary throughout the year but hit another gear with the start of SEC play, with his uptick in production coinciding with a 3-game winning streak against Florida, Auburn and Mississippi that turned around LSU's season. Tariq Thompson, San Diego State. Thompson looks like the next elite SDSU defensive back after starring for a secondary that allowed just one team, Arizona State, to toss multiple touchdowns without at least 1 interception. Jared Sackett, Texas. San Antonio. Sackett made 19 of his 22 attempts, 5 coming beyond 40 yards and none bigger than his field goal in the final seconds to clinch a 9-7 win against Marshall on November 18 and make Cutts Bowl eligible. Cade Coffee, Idaho. Idaho's latest potential All-America punter, Coffee averaged 44.6 yards per punt and effectively negated the opposition's return game. Marcus Jones. Troy Jones tied for second nationally with 3 kickoffs returned for touchdowns and ranked 4th nationally with 32.9 yards per return.